story titled "A Message from a Dead Person" began. Maria's story can be one of the strangest stories you've ever heard in your life, and strange that the story is real and got one of the cities in the United States of America. The story began when Sarah was 18 years old and she lived a normal life with her mother, father, brother Harry and little sister Hannah until that day. Sarah was a big fan of djinn themes, ghosts and horror stories. She read a lot in this area and was very interested in it. One day after Sarah woke up from sleep in the morning, that mysterious message arrived on Sarah's phone. From Sarah's habit that when she wakes up from sleep she plays with her phone a little bit, and she actually grabbed her phone, and if she sees a message she got from an anonymous number written in it. "Sarah chose you to take revenge for me because you are the only person who will take my revenge." And Sarah replied with surprise, "Who are you? Answer it immediately. It's not important who I am, but I'll explain to you my story. I'm a dead person for over 4 years. Someone killed me for no reason. The police considered my death an accident, and I want to take my right and choose you from all the people to help me." At that moment, Sarah started laughing and telling her friend the message, and she said, "Sure, this is one of the girls who wants to scare me and work with me. Don't read my messages to anyone here." A little faint and without introductions, I worked a ban on his number. The next day and in the morning Sarah came down and had breakfast with her family, and here I told them the odd message she got. Here her father told her not to be afraid of just people trying to mess with you and just fear you. Sarah was not afraid at all, and she completed her day as usual and went to study her and met her friend while Sarah was coming home with her, and a letter from the same number read, "Sarah, why are you doing me a ban? Because this thing won't stop me from texting you, Maria." At this time I wondered how he could message me from the same number, and I blocked it yesterday, and Sarah responded to it, "Who you are and what you want from me. I'm asking you for the second time. Do you agree? Do you take my revenge?" Sarah was still convinced that it was a prank from one of her friends, so I answered it. "If I was one of my friends and you were working with a prank that stopped me because I didn't like this joke," and I replied to her to still believe me, looking at the corresponding architecture. In front of Sarah's school, there was an abandoned building where no one lived for long. After I sent my eyes to the corresponding architecture so that Sarah looked there, so she found someone wearing black dress and pointing her with his hand. The natural thing that Sarah did, telling her friend and telling her to look at architecture, "Look at that person pointing at me." Her friend looked well, but she didn't see anyone there. At the same moment a letter arrived to Sarah written in which Sarah didn't play yourself. Here the fear entered Sarah's heart, so she tried to convince her friend what she saw, but in vain. At the time Sarah decided to give up the answer to that person and ignore it. The days passed and the messages arrived to Sarah, but she didn't answer it. At this time, Sarah's strange message arrived, "Sarah, tomorrow would be your first warning." Sarah didn't care for his word, and she said, "This liar, and he's just trying to scare me." Tomorrow Sarah woke up and it was all normal and normal. She went to school and met her friend and it was all normal. Sarah came home and, with her father's phone ringing, her father talked a little in the phone, so she saw signs of horror in his face. A difficult and critical situation. Pleasant at that moment remembered that person's message and the alarm and threat he gave her. They went quickly to the hospital and found Harry improving his condition and becoming stable. Here Sarah told her father about the threat that had reached her in her phone, and here her father decided to go to the nearest police headquarters to report this threat. If you like the story, like the video and leave us a comment. Wait for us in a new story and a new story.